Back everyone. I hope you guys are all staying healthy and safe. In today's video, we're going to continue working on the 22 Toyota Tundra. As I mentioned in my last video, we're going to continue working on the truck to make it a better towing vehicle, and we're going to continue doing that today. Now, if you guys have a 22 and up Toyota Tundra or Sequoia and you're hauling a RV or any trailer that's wider than your truck, you know that these OEM mirrors are a complete dog crap and really not that much of a help. Now, I've been running little clip-on mirrors I got from a auto parts store, and those are also like not the greatest, especially they don't look good and they really don't increase our visibility. I've been looking at doing upgraded tow mirrors. The only other option I found on the market was the Toyota OEM ones, and those were ungodly expensive, upwards to $3,000 to upgrade the mirrors. No, thank you. Finally, we have an inexpensive solution from FP Plus, and what we have here is the towing mirrors, and these kind of look like the OE Toyota ones, or pretty much like towing mirrors from any other OE manufacturer, which is awesome. These are the power version, so these will fold in and out as you're opening and closing your door, as long as your mirrors are set to automatic, and you're able to close them on down by using the little buttons inside your cab if you're backing in somewhere or if you're in a tight space. So that's a huge plus. I'll go through these benefits of all these mirrors really quick, and then I'm going to install them onto the truck. I think the installation on this will take like 5 minutes. It looks that simple. So anyway, going over the benefits, the top mirror element up here, it is adjustable using your little buttons and your knobs, and this is going to be heated just like the OEM one. Huge plus there. In the bottom, we do have our blind spot monitoring sensor, or I would say the little light. Huge plus there, so we're retaining that. What we are gaining is on the bottom right here, we do have a convex mirror, which is going to give us a nice wide angle view. So that's a huge plus. Also, with these mirrors and this configuration right here, when they're collapsed down, they're going to be 2 inches wider than your OEM mirrors, so already giving you more visibility. And what's a huge benefit? They are telescoping mirrors. I'll see if I can do this with these guys not being on the truck, as we need to put some leverage on it, but let's see here. There we go. So as you guys can see here, they are telescoping. Now the telescoping is going to be manual, which isn't that big of a deal. And what that does, it gives us another 4 inches of extension, which is massive. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for the benefits. Actually, no, I missed a couple of things. The mirrors do also feature turn signals, just like the OEM ones. These will be completely plug and play, so huge benefit on that. What that means, we'll just have to pull off our old mirrors. We'll be using these little jumper harnesses to connect them to our truck, and they'll be good to go. One thing I have to mention, so my truck is the TRD Off-Road Limited, so it's got all the TRD Off-Road cameras, the 360 cameras. We will be losing the camera that's in the bottom of the mirror, which I currently have, which isn't that big of a deal considering I never really use it, and I rarely take this truck off-road to use, that camera right there anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. So that's one thing to keep in mind, that you will be losing that camera. However, I feel like for people who are getting these mirrors, they're not really doing any technical off-roading with their trucks, and they need these to tow. Anyway, I think that's it for the benefits. One thing I do want to mention, that they do also have a manual folding option, which means that your folding will just be done manually by hand, and it saves you like $100. But I decided to go with these guys just to make it a little bit more convenient for me, especially if we're like in parking lots and whatnot, so I'm not having to get out and pull the mirrors in. Anyway, let's get into the install. Alright, now before we get these guys installed into the truck, we first have to get these little studs installed into the lights. Super simple. We're just going to thread these guys in, tighten them down. Now that we have the studs in here, let's go ahead and remove the OEM mirror and throw this guy on. Also, to keep in mind, we are going to be using this guy right here, this little jumper, just to make sure that everything works nice and smooth for us. So let's go ahead and get this installed. The first thing we're going to do is pop off this little piece right here. You can use the panel removal tool or just reach in here, pop it off. Up next, it's going to expose our 3 10mm nuts along with the connectors. What we need to do here is we need to disconnect the actual mirror right here. And then this wire right here is going to be for the camera, which we need to disconnect as well. There we go. So this is your camera. Mirror is disconnected. Up next, we're just going to remove these 3 10mm nuts. Now what I found is best to actually go on the outside of the truck, window open, and remove the last nut while we're holding the mirror up, so this way this thing doesn't drop down. Also, once we get the final nut off, there is going to be a little push clip here that's holding the mirror in. Push that guy through. There we go. Mirror's out. Now we can reinstall the new mirror. Let me go grab it. Get these studs through the OEM holes. There we go. And then we're going to use the new provided nuts to reinstall this right here. As I mentioned earlier, maybe I didn't, but this is definitely one of the easiest installs I have ever done on this truck for the impact that it gives. Literally, it's like 5 minutes per side. If you're taking your sweet time, might be 15 minutes total. But anyway, we're gonna get these nuts on here, get her plugged in, and we'll be ready to go. Again, we're not gonna have the use of our little camera, but that's all right. I really don't use it that much anyway, but we'll see what the impact it actually has on everyday use. So get this guy on here. All right, I got these guys tightened down. We're just gonna get this thing plugged in. It would help if I plug it in the right way. The harness will go right here, and we're going to reinstall the little plastic cover right here. Alrighty, and there we have it for the install. Now, it's actually been a few days since I've done the installation on these guys, and as I was doing the edit on the video, I realized that my audio cut out towards the end of the install. So you guys saw me pull off the OEM mirrors. These guys go back in the exact same way as you pull off the OEM ones. Super simple install, takes like 5 minutes to do. Aside from the installation, so I've had these guys on the truck for quite some time now, a few days. I've got to drive around with them, really use them, and I can tell you, from all my mods I've done on the truck, I will say that since I do tow quite a bit, it's one of the most functional mods I've ever done, and I would say they actually don't look too bad either. A few things to point out. Again, I'm not sure if I've done this in the beginning, but these are telescoping mirrors, and it's a manual telescoping. Super simple process. We just pull them in and out. Gives us an additional 4 inches of visibility, or yeah, just on the telescoping part. These are powered mirrors as far as folding in and out. Huge plus on that. Now these mirrors do have the blind spot monitoring little sensor. It works. They are heated mirrors. It does work, except it's like 105 degrees out here in Salt Lake, so we don't really need that right now. One really neat thing about it is the main mirror element up top gives you a nice long view behind you. My favorite part really is the convex mirror element on the bottom, which gives us a super wide angle view for your blind spots, and especially when you're backing the trailer up into tight spaces with, let's say, like a 45-degree turn. Huge on that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these mirrors so far. 2 things I do need to point out, that because they are going to be a lot larger than the OEM ones, they're going to be more of sale. So on the freeway, they do make a little bit of wind noise, so keep that in mind. Also, if you are shorter, I would say that if you are pulling into traffic, the right mirror might block your view a little bit, but me being 6'1", I can still see above the mirror. Not that big of a deal, it's just one thing to keep in mind. Also, since they are so easy to remove and replace, if you didn't want to run these guys on a daily basis, you could always pull them off, throw in your OEM ones, and just throw these guys on when you are doing your towing. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these mirrors so far. Let me know what you guys think about the build so far. If you guys have any questions you want me to answer on these, drop those down below and I'll get to those. Anyway, that's all the time I've got for you guys today. Until next time, we'll see you.